points apart in their battle for the 1978 USAC Championship. They met in the 120-mile event at Brands Hatch, England. So let's go to Ken Squire, who was there.
We are in Kent, England, a land where for centuries fortresses like Leeds Castle have given dimension and meaning to the words invasion and siege. Again this day, the hedgerows and meadows near Leeds Castle are resounding to the din as in the days of William the Conqueror of warfare. The rallying cry the reverse of America in 1776. Not the redcoats are coming. Today, it's the Yankees are coming. More specifically, the battle proclamations read, the Indianapolis cars are coming to England. Indeed, they are here. The United States Auto Club's greatest combatants, the Indianapolis Championship Car Racers, are at Brands Hatch, England for the first time. On the pole, the Triple Crown winner of 1978, Al Unser. Flanking in 1976, Rookie of the Year, Rick Mears. Starting third, the Flying Hawaiian, Danny and Geitz. Next, starting fourth, Gordon Johncock, former Indy winner. Starting fifth, defending and current #1 driver in USAC, Tom Sneva. And starting sixth, two-time Indy winner, Bobby Unser. And the man whose name spells racing worldwide, A.J. Boyd in ninth position. Hello, I'm Ken Squire. With me today, Dan Gurney. And we're looking forward to a great race on a 1 2/10 mile course here in England, where the World Championship racing was held earlier this year. Covering the pits for today's race is Barry Gill. Let's go there now.
We've waited about 13 years to welcome the USAC cars to Britain, ever since first Jim Clark and then Graham Hill won a strange American ritual called Indianapolis. At the time, we wondered what all the fuss was about. And then the Americans sent us a missionary, Mario Andretti, to preach the gospel of 900 horsepower cars and giants like A.J. Foyt. And now they're here. Well, what do we think of them first time round? Well, the cars aren't so different from Grand Prix cars, but the drivers, that's another story. They're competitive without being cutthroat. They're professional without being temperamental. But above all, they're nice, they're friendly, they're entertainers. My word, our Grand Prix drivers are going to have to look to their manners when they return to Europe.
Thank you, Barry. An interesting and certainly an appreciated perspective on behalf of the American drivers over here. Dan Gurney, who drove his last Formula One championship race on this very Brands Hatch course, is our expert commentator. Daniel, tell us a little bit about this course.
Well, the gap at the bottom of the diagram represents the start-finish line, and from there it's uphill to Paddock Bend, which is a right-hander leading downhill to a roller coaster-like pullout where you reach about 130 miles an hour before going uphill to Druid's Hairpin, where the slow speed is down to about 40 miles per hour. From there, again, it's downhill to the Graham Hill Bend, which is a left-hand turn leading out onto the bottom straight, then a quick left-right leading back out onto Clearways, which returns us to the start-finish straight where the top speed is approximately 170 miles an hour.
It's a 1 2/10 mile course. 100 laps will mark the distance today for the event. There you see Al Unser, who broke all records in qualifying by some 2 seconds here, what they call the short course. We asked earlier Wally Dallenbach his thoughts about this course.
I like the course very much, but with our race cars here, it's kind of like being it's like having a bull in a china closet, you know. They're big cars and it's a tight race course, but it's excellent for the spectators, and we have a nice day, so I think we can put a good show on for them.
The grid for today has 15 cars. Al Unser on the pole, the man who won the Triple Crown this year. Rick Mears right beside him, that sensational young driver from out in Ventura, California. Then in the next row, it's Ungaius and Johncock. Row 3 will be Tommy Sneva and Bobby Unser. Going to row 4 is Rutherford and Tom Bagley, doing very well. Bagley qualifying in row 4. Row 5 is A.J. and Spike Gilhausen. Row 6 is Dick Simon and Wally Dallenbach. One driver did not make it through the practice round this morning. Krisilov crashed hard in the Patrick Wildcat car. George Snyder starting last. There you see Al Unser, whose car is on the pole, and we're underway. Going into turn number 1, Unser. Al Unser is in trouble. His car is slowing down. He hardly made 600 feet before something went awry with the automobile. Coming to the Drurid's corner. Out in front is Mears. No, it is Johncock going in front. Rick Mears on the outside. outside and down the inside, sweeping through, taking the lead is Danny Ungaius. Down Graham Hill, through Graham Hill Bend, and there you see number 2 Al Unser out of it. Al Unser retiring in a very short distance, Dan.
Oh, you know how disappointed he is. Fastest qualifier and everything, and there it is, the end already.
Danny Ungaius, the super sleek car number 25, the Ted Fields Interscope entrant, seeking his 6th win of the year, 7th career victory. He's had a lot of road racing experience. He's certainly showing it here in the early going.
Danny is a super crowd pleaser here in England. I just want to say that so-called bottom straight is really not straight for these cars. They can hardly hold their foot down all the way up that straight because the car wants to spin even though it's supposedly going straight.
Ungaius out in front. Here he's reaching 170 miles per hour in the brakes. And look at that car dart and dodge as he slows it down, Dan.
Oh, that is really hard to do, and Danny he's showing his excellence here.
And he's pulling away from the field. Look at him draw away from Rick Mears running in second. Bobby Unser has moved into third. John Cock is in fourth. That's Bagley in fifth. Tom Sneva now runs in sixth. Field coming down. Graham Hill one more time. In the early going, it is all that number 25 of Tollenbach. Oh, we have a spin. We have a spin out here as Ungaius. Look at his big lead. It's not the second place. It's Bagley's. Number 22 has spun as he started up into that second sort of hairpin corner. Tom Bagley, and apparently he must have tagged the car of Tom Sneva. Bagley is still running, but the wrong way.
Sneva is getting back out on the track underway again.
Bagley trying to get started, but it's wrong way Bagley here, and we see a yellow flag for the first time at Brands Hatch. In an unusual circumstance, a pace car coming on the track for a yellow flag. They've never seen that here before. They don't use a pace car regularly. The leader continues to be Danny Ungaius in the USAC Invasion of Brands Hatch. After a short caution period, we are back under green at Brands Hatch, England, with Danny Ungaius covering himself in glory, trying to pull away from the field. Rick Mears running in second place down through Graham Hill.
You can see the effect the caution flag had on Danny's big lead. He has all that work to do over again.
Here he comes, performing as he did in Formula 5000 3 years ago, where he proved himself a road racer to the surprise of everyone after his experience just in the drag racing world. Pulling away by 20 car lengths here in just about a lap. In the pits, the first major retiree from the race. Let's go to Barry Gill, standing by with Triple Crown winner Al Unser.
Al Unser, a very short drive at Brands Hatch for the first time with the USAC cars. What happened?
Must have broke the clutch, something. As soon as I shifted in gear, it just exploded. I don't know what went wrong.
You think this is because of the toughness of this particular track, Al?
No, it is something that happens once in a while. I don't think it has anything to do with the tightness of the course at all.
Al, what does this do to the championship?
It all depends where Sneva finishes, you know, and that'll clinch that, you know. It all depends what he does today now.
Sneva is running back in 7th, battling 6th place Johnny Rutherford right here in the Drurid's hairpin. Sneva would have to win the race today to sew up the national title or go to Phoenix, Arizona next Saturday live on CBS. You'll see that race. Here's Sneva getting down beneath Johnny Rutherford. Has the spot. Tom Sneva, car number 1, one of the Penske PC6 automobiles, has appropriated 6th position away from Johnny Rutherford. Leader Ungaius.
Ken, you realize the car in front normally has the best line through the curves and the entry to the straight, the exit to the straight. And in fact, in order for Danny to pass these cars in traffic, he must run on the wrong part of the racetrack. And this is very difficult with an 800 horsepower car.
And on this 1.2-mile course, you're almost always in traffic. Whoa, we have an engine blowing. That is Bobby Unser dismantling an engine on the Dan Gurney Eagle.
Oh.
Or perhaps a clutch, but anyway, that car is in big trouble. You saw a plume of smoke.
We know that smoke is bad news. Oh.
Bobby Unser in trouble, slowing down. A.J. Foyt almost runs over him, and he just passed Rutherford. Rutherford takes the position back as A.J. almost drop-kicked the slowing Bobby Unser. Rick Mears is running in 2nd position and looking very strong now. Rick Mears, what's the secret to this track? What's going to win it out here?
I think the big thing here is